Okay, what we're going to do in this video are the techniques for the second dan. Now, if you've seen the previous videos, and particularly the alternative entries and finishes, you'll know that even though techniques are practiced from a wrist grab, that isn't the only way to do it. The reason that you practice everything from the wrist grab is because it's a good training tool and nothing more. It's only a training tool that allows you to learn the mechanics of every technique and to be able to perform them so that you can develop the muscle memory that allows you to go on and actually do the techniques from different attacks. Okay, so the first technique is Kodokan. Now what's going to happen, every technique that we do, both to the left and right hand side, is my partner's going to grab my wrist, step forward so they're in a forward fighting stance. So, right into there, they're in their fighting stance. They've grabbed the wrist with the hand over the top, nice and tight round here with the bottom three fingers. And what he does, he's going to punch to the side of my head. Now, if he doesn't punch to the side of my head and I preempt the attack, none of us are going to learn anything. So your partner really has to aim for the side of your head and put a bit of power into it. So he punches. As he does, I'm going to shoot my hand out and hit him with the Judo, the knife hand strike, right into the bicep. So I've struck him at the bicep. Now immediately what that does is it takes him off balance to this back corner. Then an inside kick into just above the knee, so my washigiri dan, rotate the hand up, and I'm going to take the wrist, holding tightly with my bottom three fingers, I'm going to begin to rotate the wrist. So now his balance is broken in that direction. Pull the wrist out against the thumb and fingers, cut back, throw with the wrist throw. I jump up and do it again a little bit quicker. So he grabs, punches, strike, kick, up, throw with the throw. Now once he's hit the ground, I'm going to take a hold of the wrist with the other hand, so this comes inside, grab the wrist, drop onto my knee and down the bottom part of my shin with the back of his elbow against it where I straighten it out. Now if I slap him on the back of the head, control him so he rotates onto the front. Just come in here. Now once he's on the front there, my knee goes into the back of his shoulder, I'm going to pull him up, force his fingers down towards the mat, and I'm controlling him in this position. Now it's important that the wrist sits high above the shoulder. If the shoulder's here and the wrist's there, there's every chance that he's going to be able to escape. So I want to bring it up nice and tight, so I'm forcing all my hips and all my weight down the way. That way I can sit there. Okay, exactly the same technique, Kodokan, but to the opposite side, so the left hand side. So same thing, partner holds the opposite wrist this time, punches, counter strike, kick, rotate, take a hold of it and cut. With the Kodokan, down, to the front, and again, control. So they're in this position. Okay, so technique 2, again Kodokan, but with a different finish this time. So once again, partner grabs, take a step back, so he's always in the fighting stance. Punches, counter strike, kick, rotate up, throw. Once we're on the front here, I'm going to turn the hand in this direction so the fingers are pointing away. My knee comes in against the back of his elbow, which is now straight in. I rotate him onto his front. So once he's on his front here, turn around, so I'm again facing this direction. And it's exactly the same finish as the first technique. Right. Okay, exactly the same technique, Kodokan, the second version. So the opposite side, partner punches, strike, kick, up, pull. Rotate in this direction, pull them onto the front, rotate, turn, and again depress down against the shoulder. Take a hold of that finger if you want. Okay, technique number 3, Kodokan. So it's exactly the same entry this time. Your partner take a step back. They're always in a fighting stance. They punch you counter strike against the bicep. Kick to the inside of the knee. Rotate the hand in the opposite direction this time so it comes up. Put your thumb between their thumb and forefinger. The bottom three fingers at the back of the wrist so you get the longest lever that you can get. This being the fulcrum point where your pinky is. Rotate them so that they go down so you're cutting the lock all the way down right through the centre line. This makes the thumb stick out the way. A-OK. Over the top of the thumb. Rotate it around, in and against your chest. yeah, and you've got the control grip. Can you escape, Stephen? No. See how he's up on his toes? I've still got good balance, good posture, but his posture and his balance is destroyed, and I've got full control over him, so you can walk anywhere you want to walk. Okay, exactly the same technique from the opposite side. You'll notice this time we've switched positions, so right hand first, left hand first. This is just so you can see where the lock's applied. So again, partner grabs, punching, counter strike, kick. Rotate it over this time, take a hold of the lock, apply the lock, thumb over the top, rotate around, take a hold of it, keep them up on the toes, control the position. Okay, the next technique is also the second version of Kodokan Goshin. Now we'll do the right hand version first, obviously from the opposite side, so we can show the technique flowing down in the direction of the camera. So he grabs, take a step back in your stance, he punches, right, with a open hand. Are we married? Make a fist, punch, a counter strike, kick, rotate, take a hold of it, apply the lock so it breaks his balance. Take a hold of the elbow, push it forwards, bringing him forwards, coming at the side, and I want to rotate this hand round in this direction, whilst at the same time rotating his forearm towards me. Okay, exactly the same technique, but obviously to the left hand side this time. So once again, partner takes a stance, grabs the wrist, punches, counter strike, kick to the inside of the knee, rotate, apply the lock. This time, onto the back of the elbow, up, turn, pull them down onto the front, take that arm out, in there, come round and apply the technique. Put your arm back under again. You know, if they come in a position that you want them to move from, by applying a lock and requesting nicely, move your arm, they will do whatever you want them to do. Okay, technique number 5 is udigarami. So exactly the same finish again. My partner takes a stance, they grab my wrist, punch me, boom, a counter strike right in against the bicep, kick to the inside. This time I'm going to come down with my thumb on the inside of between the bicep and the forearm and rotate it round so that I'm actually grabbing. I'm grabbing here and here, yeah? That makes them do that. Now that way I've got a modicum of control over them, as opposed to just grabbing their arm and using their muscle. I want to pinch the nerves, yeah, and make them dance. Yeah? So, punch, here, kick, grab, rotate it over so I've got udigarami. And just by applying pressure and having a centre pivot point that runs right through his forearm and through his shoulder, I'm going to apply pressure the exact same other way as down the way, rotate him in a circle, over in this direction. Same finish as we've done before, rotate it over, pull him onto his front, request nicely that he pulls his arm out, pull your arm out, get him right out there, yeah? Rotate around and control him in exactly the same way as we've done before. Okay, again the same technique, but to the left hand side. Our partner takes a grip, he's in a stance, he punches, counter strike and kick. Take a hold, rotate them over, on the throat, straighten the arm and turn the wrist. Here, pull them on the front so they take their arm out, and again, finish in exactly the same position as we finished in the previous techniques. Okay, technique number 6 is Koshinagi. So this time, my partner again, exactly the same entry as before, punches, counter strike, kick, pinching a hold of the nerves, turn the arm over. I'm going to shoot this arm all the way over, exactly the same as we've done in the drill for first hand. This hand then comes through onto the back of his forearm, not with the thumb grabbing here, but over the top, so my thumb's over the top. From this position, I rotate my hips round in the other direction and strike the inside. Pulling them round and throwing them with the arm lock. Hand goes in the opposite way, kneel down, come over the top. I'm going to clamp them in between my legs here, pulling them in tight, grasp my hands together and apply the udigarami. Okay, technique number 6, same again, Koshinagi, but obviously to the left hand side again. So once again, my partner takes a stance, they grip my wrist, they punch. I counter strike the punch, kick them in the knee, pinch the nerves and rotate their arm over in this direction. Put my hand on top of the forearm, rotate underneath them, come back, throw them with arm lock, other hand goes in, kneel down at the back of their head, leg over, pull them in tight, grasp my hands, and apply ready to get at me.